Right, hello gents. This video, right, hello gentlemen. On this video I've got my two entries for Russell Goslin's D-Day group build that I've asked Mark O'Neill to join. I've asked Mark O'Neill if I could join, and he said obviously yes. He said. He said yes, I could join, and obviously it's nice. He said it's lovely to have you on board to the group build. So yeah, I'm going to basically do my entries after shoutouts. Right, shout out to Model Pro, sent to Lenny, Basic Modeling Rob, Print Modeling Chris, Aaron Newlands, Atomic Dog, 32 Brian, Alex Modeling, Alex. Cheers for your comments on my finished F4 Phantom, on my fully completed F4 Phantom build, fully completed build video, Alex. So cheers for them. Alex Modelling, Cledo and Lewis, Making Models again, Shane Highland, Making Models again, Gary, Mark O'Neill. Mark, cheers for letting me join the group build. I'm going to be doing the entries. I'm doing the entries on this video. The entries on this bid. Yeah, I'm going to do the entries on this bid. Mark O'Neill, Waterloo 745. Warren Blanche, Lon 757. That guy, Inspire Tech, RSTV, Callum Wilding, Mars Show HQ, Dead Ram Tom, AZ Kits, Mr. Z Kits, AZ Kits, and Airfix Shriek, Andrew Coins, Andy Model, Mr. Model COWS, Cool Fan JU, Trainboy 220, Golden Eagle, Crazy Kit Builder, Crazy Modeler, Child Modeler, James Day, James Dale 64, Hobby Modeler, UK Scale Modeler, Mr. Great Models, Doolittle Update, Paul Marsh, Engine Update, Ms VV, Dan, Max, Marin, Ellie, Mia, Kelsey, Kira, Chloe, Mum, Hayley, Billy, June, Greg, Lynn, Lenny, Ashley, Alex, Andrew, Gavin, George, Tom, Tristan, John, Joe, Sam, Caroline, Luke, Lisa, Tom, Tristan, John, Joe, Sam, Caroline, Luke, Lisa, Lucy, Louie, Debbie, Diggs, Nan, Nico and Charlotte. Speak to you soon and see you soon. Right, Mark O'Neill, Cohen. Right, Mark, Cohen, Nigel, Mark O'Neill, Cohen C, Nigel Wells, Lenny Model Pro 72, and James Dial 64. These are my two entries. These are my entries to Russell Goslin's D-Day group build that you obviously Mark, Cohen and Nigel have taken up for him for Russell. Right, first of the two entries for now is this. Is the Airfix 176 scale Churchill Mark 7 tank. And this obviously if you guys know your history, the Churchill obviously the Churchill tank was the standard main battle tank from 1941. Sacrifice speed for armour, good firepower and good cross-country performance. The second major redesign used the 75mm gun and had more armour. This version of the Churchill, which being the Mark 7, first saw service in the Battle of Normandy, in the battle of Normandy, June 1944. So it's pretty much D-Day. So it's pretty much D-Day. Territory. So hence why I've put it into the group build. So that's the Churchill. That's my first entry mark. It's going to be the Churchill. It's the Churchill Mark 7. The second is this. It's going to be the Airfix 176 scale Panzerkampfwagen 6 Tiger Mark 1, but it's not going to be the version on the box. It's going to be on the front of the box. It's actually going to be the second option, which is Panzerkampfwagen 6 Tiger Mark 1 German Army, Normandy, June 1944, which is also D-Day period. Right, I'm also going to be doing a review. Right, in this kit as well, in this build. Right, review of the Churchill first. Right, Churchill. Obviously that's the history. You got standard battle tank, which I've read on the box. El Alamein. 6-inch thick, welded hull. So brake force at 12.5 miles an hour. But yeah, again, it's sacrifice speed for good armour, cross-country performance, and good firepower, being 7mm cannon. And this, and obviously your assembly and assembly instructions are on the back. The assembly icons are also on the back. This is a 1 to 10 stage kit. Obviously your first sub-assembly. I can tell I've got my work cut out with this. The first stage, which you've got to do, blimey. First stage, which is you got to do 22 times, is the suspension and wheels and road wheels, and the Churchill suspensions, the Churchill suspension and road wheels. You got to do that 22 times. Stage 2 is putting the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 of the 22 wheel and suspension assembly, as well as the sprocket, the front and rear sprocket drive sprockets. The front and rear sprocket drives onto one of the hull sides, there and there. Stage 3 is exactly the same operation. Stage 4 is the tracks. Stage 4 is the tracks. Which is 41 and 83. Stage 5 is pretty much the track. It's putting the track onto the wheels and putting the casing, the track casing, the track and wheel the track casing, the track and drive sprocket casing onto that bit there. The other sub-assembly 6 is pretty much the same on the other side. Sub-assembly 7 is the hull. For that you put the millimeter, the driver's window, the machine gun, various hatches, and the rear frame, and the bit towards the rear of the hull on. Stage 8 you put the tracks, the complete 2 track units, as well as you connect that to the hull, and you put also armor plating and spare bits of track on the two track armor belts on the sides. I think that's called. I don't really know tanks, gents, so could you post me a message what those the armoured bits that cover the tracks up, please? that'd be helpful. Right, so that's stage 8. Stage 9 is the first part of the turret, where you add 94 to 95, and it also says do not glue. So I presume do not glue 94 to 95. So I presume you can move the gun barrel if you do not glue it. Stage 10, you put the hatch, the commander's hatch, and the little doors that actually that are on top of the commander's hatch, the back bit and the front bit, and the armor plating in front with the gap, with the hole for the barrel. And then of course stage 11, you put stage 10 you put the turret onto the hull. You put the turret onto the hull, and obviously no glue to rotate turret, to enable the turret to rotate. I'm doing this review as quick as I can, gents. Kit. The kit comes on two sprues of olive plastic. Your kit comes on two sprues. The kit comes on 2 sprues of olive plastic, and obviously you've got one grey sprue for the track, and you've got one rubber grey sprue for the rubbery grey sprue for the tracks. So that's the kit option. You got one, and obviously it doesn't say anything, but this one is Apollo 10 Tango Indiana 73147 hotel, and that's pretty much the same. And you got all them decals. Talking of which, gentlemen, there's your Churchill decals. That's the decals to the Churchill. Obviously you got the Apollo ones, the registration ones. You got those ones, whatever they are, and you got those ones, whatever they are as well. So that's the first entry. So take note if you wish. Take note if you wish, Mark. I know I will be when I build the thing. Now the second option, and the second entry. The second entry is obviously it's going to be my Tiger Panzerkampfwagen 6 Tiger Mark 1, and obviously it's not going to be the one on the box. It's not going to be the one on the box. So review. I have actually built this kit before, so I know what I'm in for. This was when I forgot that I had the YouTube channel to do the build. So basically, that's the old that's our history on the Tiger. Tiger steps wise in terms of construction, and obviously you got your study drawings and your assembly instructions. Tiger steps wise, you've got 1 to 7. So you've got a 7-stage sub-assembly kit. The first stage of it is pretty much assembling the road wheels. The first stage of it is pretty much assembling the road wheels, and the forward and rear drive sprockets. So that's the first 2 sub-assemblies for the Tiger. Third sub-assembly is the hull. is the hull, it's the bottom of the hull, the spare track that's on the front, the two hull sides, and the hull and the back of the hull. And then stage 4, you put the two the bits of the hull with the road wheels on onto the hull construction. Stage 5, you put the exhaust ports on. Stage 6, you do the turret, including the infamous, and in that turret you've got the infamous 88mm gun, the infamous 88mm anti-tank gun. Subassembly 7, you put the turret onto the hull, as well as the commander's various other hatches, the driver's viewpoint, which is also closed, and the machine gun. And you also put on the tracks. Now, options. Now, because obviously the version depicted on the box is the North Africa campaign. It's the North Africa campaign. I could have joined Nigel Wells. I could have joined Nigel Wells's North Africa group build, but I'm going to be joining. I've only got one Tiger, so I'm going to be entering it to D-Day group build, and this is the version I'm going to be doing. It is the Panzer Kampfwagen 6 Tiger tank, Panzer Tiger tank, Panzer Kampfwagen 6 Tiger Mark 1, German Army, Normandy, France, June 1944. So that's the key. It's Orca with olive drab, with 86 olive drab and rust for the tracks. Right, kit. Kit comes on. Kit comes on 3 sprues, three sand coloured sprues with obviously the rubber tracks separate. I've done the options, and like I say, I'm going to be doing